The launch of the first space shuttle back in 1981 was a world media event. Over the next 3 decades, the revolutionary craft that could blast into orbit and fly back to Earth made space travel seem like a routine event, despite the tragic and very public loss of 2 shuttles. But now the era of the space shuttle is drawing to a close. Next Tuesday, the shuttle will blast off on its penultimate mission, with the final launch due early next year. With no replacement vehicle on the horizon, some at NASA are pondering what this means for the future of the whole space program. This report from Scott Bevan, who was granted rare access to the shuttle crew as they trained for next week's flight to the International Space Station.
It was the most amazing experience I've ever had, and I guess the testament to that is at the end of 6.5 months up there, being very attached to my family, it was hard to leave.
A 50th birthday is a milestone at the best of times, but Michael Barrett's was out of this world as he celebrated hundreds of kilometres above the Earth. For much of 2009, the astronaut and doctor was based at the International Space Station. Here for more than 6 months, Michael Barrett lived, worked, and even toasted the breakthrough of recycling crew urine and sweat into drinking water. With his feet barely back on Earth, the father of 5 has been in training in Texas for his next mission with the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA.
My mother calls this our toy box because it's full of simulators and mock-ups, of course.
Here at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, he's preparing to return to the space station. Now, last time he went in a Russian Soyuz craft. This time it will be in a US space shuttle.
Much easier in zero gravity. There we go.
In this mock-up in a vast training hall, Michael Barrett and his crewmates are getting to know every square centimetre of the shuttle and everything in it.
This is our galley, so our kitchen, if you will. We could rehydrate food here.
And this is how you enter the space station?
That's right. When we dock, there's a hatch that's down here and turn the corner 90 degrees upwards, and that'll be in line with our docking hatch for the space station. And then our commute to work each day once we're docked will be from our sleeping station here and then down this tunnel and then up and over to the station.
Michael Barrett will be flying into not just space, but also history.
Sort of setting.
For his flight, named STS-133, is listed as the penultimate mission in the US Space Shuttle program.
The shuttle was a fabulous program, and I think it's safe to say that its time has come. The vehicles are aging. In fact, they've been flown way beyond their design lifetime as far as time goes.
After years of NASA working on a reusable craft, the shuttle finally got off the ground in 1981 with the launch of Columbia.
What a remarkable flying vehicle it is. Takes off like a rocket.
Wayne Hale's career and the shuttle have been entwined.
Lands like an airplane.
He's worked at NASA since 1978, and for 3 years from 2005, he was the Space Shuttle Program Manager. They were dark days for the program, still recovering from the loss of Columbia and its 7 crew in 2003. It was the second shuttle disaster. In 1986, Challenger exploded a little more than a minute after lifting off.
We have a report from the flight dynamics officer that the vehicle has exploded.
Yet there have been other factors damaging the program. In its early days, there were high economic hopes.
A much greater return on investment is expected from America's space shuttle.
Yet those hopes of more flights and greater cost effectiveness weren't realised. Wayne Hale says it's partly because the budget was constrained. But he rankles at criticisms that for the billions poured into it, the program hasn't made the advances expected, including in science.
Well, let's see. Without the shuttle, there would not have been the Hubble Space Telescope. We wouldn't have made the fundamental discoveries about the universe that the Hubble has made. We've done thousands of experiments on the human body and other biological systems in zero gravity. We've uncovered new ways to treat cancer. It's a solid set of scientific advancements that have gone forward.
For many at NASA, this is a bittersweet time in the administration's history. As this era of space travel comes to an end, the next chapter hasn't even been written. There's no clear successor to the space shuttle, so for the foreseeable future, astronauts won't be going into space in an American craft.
The problem with the space shuttle isn't that it's not good enough. The problem with the space shuttle is it's been too good, so we've never had the impetus to develop the next vehicle, which would be, I think, more economical and more effective in opening up low Earth orbit, at least, to more people.
Michael Barrett says he supports any plan that furthers space exploration, but is disappointed that in the meantime, as the shuttle program shuts, thousands of jobs and a lot of expertise are going.
If we want to go further with a new vehicle, with a new mission, we simply can't afford to do both. We can't fly the shuttles and build a new vehicle and design some of the new missions that will really take us further.
Others aren't happy that Americans won't be getting themselves into space for a while. Russian craft will be taking astronauts to the International Space Station. Professor Larry Bell from the University of Houston favours extending the shuttle program, but says if there was another disaster, it could have enormous consequences.
I think the public is so intolerant of errors and failures that another failure of the shuttle might be the final nail in the coffin of our U.S. space program.
It's that much at stake?
I think so. If you look at the reaction to the Columbia disaster and so on, it will be taken as, and I think, an excuse for many to say, well, why are we doing this?
As he continues his shuttle training for the future, for history, Michael Barrett says that why question is answered by not just Americans, but all humanity's desire to confront challenges and to push for new limits, especially in the seemingly limitless expanse of space.
We may have been, along with our Russian brethren, first out of the blocks. But this is a small point in time, and when you look maybe 200 years from now back, you're going to see a lot of countries coming to the same conclusion, launching people, and that is humanity. Outward discovery, that's us.